Welcome to another episode of the K-Swap 240 presented by Turn 14 Distribution.
We're going to finish up routing those heater hoses and then moving on to installing the K-Miata shifter.
If you watched the last episode, you know we were this close to installing our K-tuned upper coolant housing. So that's where we're gonna start today's episode off with. There's a decent amount of space back here. I mean, we moved the motor pretty far back, right, DP? But not crazy amounts where we needed to start chopping up even more of the subframe.
Through the firewall far back, but
so,
no, I think it's in a good spot.
Which gives us good amounts of serviceability.
Yeah.
Now that I've got the upper coolant housing mounted up, we are going to work on our heater hoses, and it's a bit of a puzzle trying to figure that out. Obviously, what I'm starting with is this is a hard pipe that runs from the lower thermostat housing that is stock on the K motor, and it normally is one piece, and it runs behind the motor like that, and it would usually outlet to the heater hoses over there. However, because we're working with a rear-wheel drive application here, I lopped this off because this would have went a little bit actually too far where I didn't want it in terms of an outlet. You may want to use a spacer in between the mounting point here, and that's only because the new trans adapter is a little bit thicker and this doesn't want to sit flush. So I found moving it out helps it kind of just sit evenly rather than kind of being pushed against that adapter plate. Note that this bolt is very difficult to line up.
Pete won that struggle and capped off this little extra neck here, so no leakage. And now it's time for heater hose.
Heater hose jigsaw puzzle here.
Nice.
Trying to figure out what pieces work. What I do know is that the factory Nissan diameter is 3/4 of an inch. And the factory Honda diameter is 5/8. That hard pipe there fits a 3/4 inch diameter piece of rubber tubing. And this is off of the, I don't even know if this is the feed line, or I just call it the one that has the locking mechanism for the heater. So what I'm doing here is I'm just adding a spacer because I couldn't get a tube that had this nice bend in it and ran all the way, it was straight essentially. And now what I do is route the hose behind the motor like that, and let's jump to the other side and you can see where it goes. Always apply ample amounts of silicone spray before you try to put a rubber hose on. So let's see if this guy will slide right on there. Yes, it does.
Oh, you need a hose clamp on there first?
No, I'm not. This is just for mock-up purposes.
Oh, okay.
This is all gonna come out.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna make sure it's all good.
All right.
I just wanna make sure everything's routed. So there is our one heater hose line. Now we'll jump on to the other one. The other heater hose runs to the back of this upper coolant assembly. And at first I thought if it was pointed downwards here, you would just have this small little 90-degree bend to a certain extent. But I could not find it. This is exactly where you have the issue of this is 3/8, or I'm sorry, this is 5/8, and this is 3/4. So the diameter difference, if you can find a hose that fits that, would be great, but I couldn't. So instead, here is my mock-up using that K-tuned adapter. So this will now make it possible to fit the heater hose onto the upper neck, just like that. And that's kind of our heater hose setup. So we still have enough space to plug in all our sensors, which is good. Now we're moving on to finishing up a couple of small things, and that includes putting this power steering line on.
Get out your vibrant hedge trimmer here.
I don't even know why I keep using them, but they cut so nicely. Yeah, I know.
I got that side.
They just do. They really, really do. Right. Look at when with such little effort.
How clean that cut is.
There you go. Put that on. You know what? This actually I could put the clamps on because it's not gonna come out. So I'll put some clamps on here before. Let's get this clamp on here. We will call our power steering system almost complete. We just have that one hose we'll get to, the high pressure one.
Yeah.
But I talked to the guys at K-Tuned about it yesterday, and they have the means to make them at their facility, so I think that's where I'll have it made.
They're gonna make you one.
They will make me a custom one-off.
Fancy.
I just received our K-Miata shifter setup, and boy oh boy is it nice. And I'm hoping that this is actually going to work for us. It really should. I talked to David over at K-Miata, and we did a little bit of math and measuring, and it seems like the rod length that they use in the Miata swaps is pretty much almost in the center where ours is. So I'm gonna mock this up, which requires actually removing this piece, which is at the end, on the end of the transmission selector, the gear selector, and replacing it with one of K-Miata's ones. This was kind of a pain to do while the transmission and engine are in the bay. So if you're doing this before you have your engine mounted up, then this is probably, then remove this before you do it. Do you miss the hoist, DP, at NV Auto, or what?
We are lying on our floors, although they're very clean floors.
Very, very clean floors. Eventually we'll get a hoist. In the meantime though, we're gonna work at it. And so this is that pin I was telling you about that bolts into the transmission. I already put the rod on it because it's super tight. This has been designed to have no slop at all. So that's gonna slide onto there. And now I have to drop a pin into it here without, I gotta see what I'm doing. And then find the hole and adjust it around. There it is. Got it.
Nice work.
And now I've got the C-clip that I need to reinstall. Boy, did we luck out here. Look at the positioning of the shifter fork. It is pretty much in the middle. Maybe it's just a slight hair forward, but no matter. So now the task at hand is going to be trying to figure out where the center is. Here, let me get this out of the way first. We'll connect that underneath in a second. And when we do that, we'll figure out how to mount this up. But man, like that's pretty damn good and pretty damn easy in my opinion in terms of getting a shifter into this car. Our shift linkage is connected below, so you can see the base plate is moving right now, and I'm just trying to figure out where it'll sit and just drill holes into the billet plate here. But before I do that, I kind of want to see everything with the trim. The one thing I will say, and I can already tell, is it's pretty low. And I think, Dave, you were saying that's a byproduct of the Miatas having a high tunnel, right?
Yeah, they do have a much higher tunnel than this car, so it doesn't need as long a shift lever.
Yeah. So let's see if this were to go down and on to here. It is a little bit forward, so we may be able to cheat that a little bit, but if you look at the way we've got shifter movement, I mean, it's okay. It's not terrible. I think I might get a shifter extension, but we'll figure that out in the future. Now comes the fun part, drilling some holes. I center punched the existing holes through the tunnel up. So now I'm gonna drill these out and then we'll see if it fits. I'm only gonna drill 2 holes to start off with, just to make sure that I'm on the right path, and then I'll drill the other 2.
Oh, there it goes.
That's precision fit, almost too precision. I'm gonna have to open that hole up a little bit. There we have it. Our shifter is in place. And the moment of truth. Oh, baby.
Banging those ZF gears, huh?
There's 5 gears. Let's see if we've got reverse. Yes, we have reverse. Man, oh man, is that awesome or what?
Does it feel as good as a K-Box?
It's hard to say. It does feel good though.
Yeah?
I really like, I know the K-Miata shifter is, I think, 30 to 40% shorter throw, and as tight a fit as that shifter rod is, it gives you no play at all. So there is no slop that I'm used to with BMW transmissions. It is on point. So I think we're gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna have to figure out an extension and a shift knob, but that will come another day once we start the final assembly and everything. So I guess that's a wrap, DP. Is it? I think it is. There's nothing left to do today. So as always, thank you for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel, and make sure your notifications are on. And as always, check out our Speed Academy shop for some Speed Academy swag. Any of your purchases help fund this place and help us make more videos. But wait, there is more, and sadly it has to do with the shifter. I was pretty confident when I centered it that meant it would position the shifter where we need it. Unfortunately, if you look at the placement of it with all the plastic trim on, it is too far forward. It needs to go back about an inch. So that means it's back to the drawing board for me. All I'm really gonna do is, I think, cut some of the metal off on the K-Miata shifter here, right about here. Take that off, and as you can see, I've already marked it. I'm gonna move everything back probably almost an inch to get this shifter back to where it needs, and either cut that shifter rod to extend it or have Dave from K-Miata make me a new one. I might send him some dimensions, so we will see. But now it's time to take this off again and redo this in a certain way. So here is my plan of action. I'm gonna cut off about an inch of material using the old bandsaw. This is gonna take some time. There we have it. That is a sizable chunk that I have lopped off here, but all in the name of proper fitment. What I've done here is drilled 2 holes through the existing K-Miata shifter provisions, and as you can see, I'm not using the front 2 holes of the chassis. That's because I've run out of metal. I will, however, reuse the 2 rear mounting spots for the chassis for the shifter. So I now need to drill this here. Well, I'm using a smaller drill bit just to get it started so I don't wreck any threads, and then I'll take it off and finish it from there. So here's the shifter mounted up, and I really like where it is. Unfortunately, the rod we're still gonna work on to extend, but that's for another episode. I am way too tired. It's been a very long day, so it is time to show you guys what this looks like now with the actual trim mounted up. Ta-da! That looks nice and centered, almost much better than it was before. I think it's gonna be perfect for banging some gears. So finally, that is a wrap. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more to come. And by the way, this is the TSX pump, so I'm not even 100% sure that one's gonna work. We may have to grab an RSX pump. So I looked at them and they seem very similar. It's just where the hose routes, but at this point it doesn't matter for us where the hose is gonna be routing, because this is gonna be an aftermarket setup for us anyways.